Welcome back to another Explainer. Today, we're diving into something, well, something pretty profound. We're completely shifting how we look at our careers. You know that daily grind? We're talking about moving way beyond that, turning what usually feels like a total chore into this massive source of personal and honestly spiritual fulfillment. So let's just get right into it.
So ask yourself, are you truly dedicating your life to your work? Do you actually feel a calling? Because let's be real, for a lot of us, that alarm clock goes off, we drag ourselves out from under the covers, and we just kind of go through the motions. We work to pay the bills, literally counting down the minutes until Friday. But what if that empty feeling isn't just the way it is? What if there's an actual cure for it? The concepts we're unpacking today really challenge us to flip the script and answer that question with a massive, resounding yes.
To make sense of this shift, we're pulling from two incredible books by Ryuho Okawa, The Heart of Work and Work and Love. Now, these aren't your typical run-of-the-mill productivity hack books, not at all. They actually offer a deep philosophical framework to cure that modern workplace emptiness. They show us exactly how to elevate our everyday normal labor into something incredibly meaningful.
Okay, here is how we're going to break this down today. First, we'll look at the true essence of work. Then, we'll walk through 3 core pillars to completely transform your career: finding your true calling, unlocking the power of enthusiasm, and cultivating a heart of gratitude. Finally, we'll wrap it all up with the joy of creation. It is basically a roadmap from just surviving to working for absolute joy.
All right, starting off with part 1, the true essence of work, basically establishing our baseline.
Before we can elevate our work, we have got to understand a really fundamental difference: the difference between how humans and animals approach labor. Think about it. In the wild, animals work purely off instinct, right? They hunt just to eat, just to survive another day. And if we only see our jobs as a way to put food on the table, we're kind of operating on that exact same biological level. But for us humans, the purpose is completely different. The source text points out that what really separates us is the chance to find the joy of creation in our work, a profound joy bestowed by the divine. It's this higher spiritual opportunity that takes a regular Tuesday task and turns it into a much higher pursuit.
Moving into Section 2, Finding Your True Calling. This is our first pillar.
So, how do we actually tap into that human purpose? It starts with a concept called tinmay, which translates to a calling. But according to the text, a calling isn't just, some career path you chose because of a high school aptitude test. It is the deep, unshakable belief that your work is a divine vocation. It has a value so incredibly profound that it's actually worth risking your life for. I know, that sounds intense, right? It's a massive paradigm shift. It challenges us to look at our daily spreadsheets, our customer calls, or our physical labor, and find that ultimate level of value in them. Because when you genuinely believe your job is a divine calling, the amount of care you put into it, it just skyrockets.
Okay, Section 3, The Power of Enthusiasm. Pillar number 2.
Now, once you have that deep internal belief, you need an engine to actually drive it. A lot of times we assume the smartest people in the room are just going to automatically succeed. But the source material highlights a really fascinating paradox. You could have off-the-charts intelligence, be an absolute, literal genius, but if you don't have drive, that intellect is completely useless on its own. Deep enthusiasm is the raw, essential force that actually clears the path ahead. Seriously, no matter how brilliant you are, if you don't have that fire of enthusiasm burning behind your calling, you are not going to be able to push through the inevitable roadblocks in your career.
Bringing us to Section 4, a heart of gratitude, our third and final pillar.
This pillar is all about our external relationships, and the text gets very specific about the direction of our gratitude. It's not just a vague feeling. First, your gratitude needs to flow outward to your customers, the people who actually receive and rejoice in your work. When someone is happy with what you've done, that is a huge blessing to be thankful for. Second, that gratitude should be directed toward the divine, specifically referred to as Buddha in these texts, who actually gave you the opportunity to work and create in the first place. And here is the best part. Cultivating this specific two-way gratitude isn't just about being a nice person. It acts as this incredible driving force that opens up luck and fortune in your career. It literally creates a positive, self-sustaining feedback loop of success. Finally, Section 5, the joy of creation, the absolute peak. So once you've got those 3 pillars locked in, a true calling, undeniable enthusiasm, and deep gratitude, you reach the summit. Work is no longer just about survival. It totally transcends that to become the ultimate expression of the joy of creation. By applying these 3 pillars, you're completely rewiring your day-to-day life. You stop laboring like an animal just looking for its next meal, and you start creating as a human being. You take the daily grind, the chores, the stress, and you transform all of it into a deeply rewarding spiritual practice. Work genuinely becomes a joy. It becomes your masterpiece. It becomes life itself, just fully realized and appreciated.
And that brings us to one final, absolutely crucial question. How are you going to approach your very next day of work? Tomorrow morning, when that alarm starts blaring, are you going to tackle the day just trying to survive? Or will you choose to step into your calling, ignite your enthusiasm, show some profound gratitude, and actually experience that joy of creation? The choice is 100% yours. And, well, you've now got the exact blueprint to make it happen. Thanks so much for diving into this explainer with me, and I really hope you take these powerful insights right into your next workday.